Hey, hello again, and welcome back to part 3 about the cryptocurrency. Today, we're going to be talking about exchanges, and the two we're going to talk about is Coinbase, which is where you will take your USD fiat and exchange it for cryptocurrency, and then when you want to cash out, you would cash that back to USD. And we're also going to talk about Binance, and the reason we're going to do this exchange is because the Coinbase only has 4 cryptocurrencies and Binance has a whole bunch more. So you may have to take your cryptocurrency off Coinbase, transfer it to Binance, buy the cryptocurrency you want. Remember the other video I talked about baseball card trading? It's kind of like that. Anyways, and then you would transfer it back to one of the cryptocurrencies that Coinbase accepts and then cash it out. So the link to these two are in the description. Make sure once you go there that you bookmark them so that you're always going to these proper exchanges. So I'm just going to go real quick to the exchange, show you what they look like, and then I'm going to give you a list of stuff you're going to need so you'll have it all ready to go. So when you get on these exchanges to register, it all goes smooth. You don't have to stop and go hunt all this stuff down. All right, so let's go look at them. So here we are at the Binance site, and what you'll do is go up here to register. When you click that button, it's going to ask you for your email, which we'll talk about in a little bit, your password, which you'll put in here. You'll have to confirm your password, and then a referral ID if you have one, which you don't. The link that I showed you in my description will automatically kind of give me a little couple bucks or something in Binance coins. And then you'll hit register. And once you're registered, then you got to go in and confirm some other stuff like your bank account or your KYC, know your customer information, which we're going to get to here in just a minute. Of course, if you go over here to Coinbase, it's basically the same thing. Here you can see they only have the 4 different cryptocurrencies, but the advantage is you can hook your bank account to this. You'll hit sign up, and then once again, you'll hit individual right here, not a business. You'll put your real name, your real last name, your email that you're going to use. You're going to choose a password, your state, etc., etc. So I'm going to go back and give you a list of stuff you're going to need to put on these so you'll have it all acquired. Think of it like having all the ingredients to making a cake, or having all the tools to rip apart an engine so that you can do this while you're there in one shot instead of getting frustrated and have to shut everything down and go gather all this stuff up. Okay, once you've gone in the description and got the proper links and bookmarked them, what you're going to need is a clean computer. We talked about that. You either got a new used one or you put new Windows on it. You're going to need a clean cell phone. Now, if you had your own cell phone and that's all you got, then you'll use it because you're going to use a cell phone. They're going to send you an email like authorization, or they're going to send you a 2FA, a two-factor authenticator authorization. Okay, so you got your computer, your clean phone, your clean email. And email, what I'm talking about there is you want to go to Google and get a free email, or go to your service provider and get a different email than you always use. You don't want to use the email you always use. So you'll make sure that you put that email in your phone, but you'll never use it to browse or contact people or whatever. You're also going to want a paper and a pencil. Well, basically what you're going to do is you're going to make a little form like that, and it just says like Coinbase, or it'll say Binance. Then it's going to have the email you used. Then it's going to have the password you wrote down. And then it's going to show 2FA which one you're using, which is either Google Authenticator or Authy, which I'll show you in a minute. And then some other notes. And once you write it down, when you open up the account and it says you're in, before you go to verify everything, you'll shut the account out. Then you'll open it back up with this information, make sure it works, then you'll have this put somewhere safe, and you also make a copy and put it in your safe or wherever, or with your wallet, so that you always have it and don't lose it. Okay, it's real important that you do that. So that takes care of that card. On your cell phone, okay, you're going to install a couple apps and that new email that I told you about. So you go into your settings and your contacts or whatever it is on your cell phone, and you put that email. So that way when they send you an email, you'll have your phone right here and you can hit to confirm. But a better way, once you get going, is called a 2FA, which is a two-factor authentication. And what they look like, if you look at these way up here, can you see that? One is called Google over here and Authy. Now I'm going to stand up so I can show you these. But you go to your Google store, and so if you have Authy right here, what will happen is it'll open up with all these numbers. So when you open your exchange, it'll give you a number and you can hit that plus button. And what these numbers are is when you log into the exchange or you want to do a trade, a box is going to pop up and say, give this number. So you'll look at the exchange for the right number, you'll type that in, and do a change every couple seconds. You know, like 20 seconds, you see that little blue thing over there going down? It'll slowly change and you get a new number. And that way nobody, you know, can just hijack your phone and have that. See, they just changed. Now, if I get out of here and I go to the Authy one, that's what this one looks like, then it'll basically have kind of the same thing, except for your exchanges will be listed down here, and then you'll see this bar moving, and you'll have X amount of time before that number. So I always wait until the number switches, that way I have enough time, and then I type it in to do that. So that's the 2FA. It's really important that you enable those on your computer, so that you, or on your exchange, so that somebody just can't bust it into your phone and your email. They'll also have to have that. So those are the things there that you need. Okay. The next thing that they don't tell you is you're going to need a digital camera. Now the reason you need a digital camera is because you're going to have to prove who you are. So you're going to need a picture of the front of your driver's license. You're going to need a picture of the back of your driver's license. You're going to need a selfie, which is basically you holding up your driver's license, and then the exchange will tell you, like, to put the name of the exchange and I love Binance or something like that and today's date, and you'll hold it up like this and take a selfie. Dink. Anyways, so you did all that with your digital camera instead of your phone, and the reason why is because you want a USB, and you'll put all those on your USB. You can also use a scanner to do this, but you can't take the selfie. Now the problem with the selfie is if you took it on your phone, even if you erased it, you know, you have your trash can buried, so your driver's license front, back, and your selfie would all be there somewhere, and if some hacker hacked your cell phone, they would have that info. So you want to put all that on a USB. And the last thing you're going to want is a picture of the, what do you call it? Like your utility bill. Sometimes they'll accept a cable bill, sometimes an electric bill. Now keep in mind, they don't have to see the whole bill, but if it's folded up like your license, the picture has to be big enough to show all the way around. It can't like cut the corners off of your license or your bill. It has to show the whole thing. So the best thing to do is to really, you know, make a low resolution pictures as long as it's clear, especially a selfie. Somebody's got to hold that digital camera, so you can hold it up with your license. Okay, this is the note and this is the license, and they both have to be, you know, readable to the guy on the other end. But you don't want a huge file, because when they ask you to put all this stuff, they're gonna have a button that'll say, you know, what do you want to use, and you'll say driver's license. So it'll have, you know, a spot to upload the file for your front of your driver license, then a spot to upload the file for the back, then a spot to upload even sometimes your passport, depending how much verified you want to get, and then a spot to do your utility bill. And all three of those have to be at the same time when you send it. So what will happen is you're going to sign up in the beginning. You're going to get an email saying, verify, and then that gets you in. Then you got to do the KYC, which means your passport or your driver's license and your utility bill and that selfie. Once again, put all your photos on the USB. I got one right here from Walmart, and it has two ways that it slides. You see that? If I took a photo on my phone, I could put this into the bottom of my phone and save it right to this instead of my phone. If I slide it the other way, it has the normal USB. So that's really good. But it's really preferable to have your digital camera. Okay? So to recap so far, go to the description, get the links, sign up for CoinBase. That's how you get fiat money to and from. Now, they're going to allow you to upload your bank account, so you're going to need your checkbook because you're going to have to put your real name, you're going to have to put your real address, and what's going to happen is they're going to ping your bank, send a couple small payments like they do on PayPal, and then a couple days later you can check your account. Then you'll go back, log into Coinbase, and you'll enter those amounts along with your 2FA, your two-factor authentication, and then it'll say you're good to go. So you can hook up your bank account and you can hook up your debit card. And they charge you differently whether you use your debit card, which is instant, or you use your bank account, which takes 3 to 4 days like normal banks. So they'll charge you a little bit more on fees. So you want to, put as much money as you can in one shot on there, so you're not having to do it a bunch. One of the other things that they're going to ask you about banks is the bank's name and the bank's address. So make sure, when you're looking at your checkbook, it's either on there or you look the bank up and get the name and the address. One exchange I didn't mention was Gemini Exchange, and the reason I didn't, for some reason, I sent all that stuff up. They finally took a couple weeks to send back to me. They couldn't verify me, even though everybody and their brother, in the crypto world could. So they wanted me to do a bank wire transfer to verify my bank account. Well, my little bank doesn't do third-party wire transfers, or they don't do it by themselves. They use another service to do their wire transfers. So since my little bank wasn't on their approved wire services, after weeks of waiting to get on Gemini Exchange, they said no. So I actually had to go to another bank, a big bank, and look on Gemini's list of banks and open up an account just so I could get on that exchange. That's too much of a pain in the butt, and they only got 2 or 3 cryptocurrencies. I think they're adding a couple more now, but I just said, forget it. When I was talking about emails, clean emails and things like that, really take this to heart. It's important that you don't leave photos on your computer, you don't leave passwords on your computers. Rewatch that security thing, and that'll get you going, for everything you need. And then once again on your phone, don't forget, you have to install that email on your phone because they're going to contact you every time you log in. And then anytime you want to do a trade, they're going to make you do the 2FA. So if you have your duck years in a row, it's not that hard to sign up. What's frustrating is if you don't have this stuff, okay, then you get on and then you go, what is that? And how do I get this? And then you stop, or you make these monster files. For example, the first time I did this, I had my camera set at something like 1080p or whatever it was. I don't know what camera jargon is. So I just knocked that down. And the same thing with a scanner. If you're using that, if if you use like 800 PI or 1200 DPI, rather, you don't need to do that. Just hit 300 DPI, scan the front of your driver's license, then scan the back of your driver's license, then scan your utility bill and send all those right to the USB, and they'll go right through. So I hope this helps you out. Put a thumbs up if you like the video, make a comment. If you have older baby boomers that are trying to save some cryptocurrency or want to get into it to leave it for their kids like I'm doing, show them my videos. I'd really appreciate it. And go down to those links. You know, that helps support my channel. If you want to see more videos like this, you know, that just gives me a couple bucks or whatever every time you go to Amazon or use one of those apps. So my next video is going to be about a couple apps for the phone called Uphold and Abra. And those are a little easier than these, but they have their differences. You really need to get on these two exchanges. So that's all I got for you today. Have a great time, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.